This is the Maple Mountain Elleves Senior Showcase, and today we're honoring Gracie Miller. Gracie Miller is the daughter of Haley Miller and the late Jason Miller. She is a senior and third year member of the Elleves drill team. She enjoys hanging out with her friends, hiking, playing with her dog, watching The Price is Right with her grandma, and going to concerts. She was a costume chair for the team during her junior year, and she has been the secretary this past year for the team. She woke team members up if they slept in. It was fun. Gracie also says it was an honor to be able to be an officer and know that she was looked up to on the team. Gracie's favorite drill memory was hearing the team's music play as they won the military category at their UVU invitational competition. She sat on the floor and uncontrollably cried because she was so happy and proud of the team. Gracie would like to thank her mom and sister who support her through everything and came to every performance. All of her family for supporting her for the past 3 years. Thank you to her coaches for showing her what she is truly capable of. Thank you to her friends. They are the best group of friends she could ever ask for. Gracie Miller. Hi, welcome to the Elleves Senior Showcase, and we have with us Gracie Miller. And Gracie, we want to thank you for joining us today. And one of the questions I want to ask you is, what have you been doing during the shutdown?
It's been kind of hard, but I've just been trying to stay active. Me and my family have been watching movies, just trying to keep busy.
That's great. That's a lot of fun stuff. And one of the things that we've been talking about is, with drill, you guys practice more than any other sport I can think of, and you do a lot of early morning practices, afternoon practices, practice at games and stuff to get ready for the competition. So what do you and your teammates do to make practice fun?
I mean, there's like certain times where you can and you can't goof off, but I would say like goofing off with your friends definitely helps like the atmosphere of drill stay positive. So like nothing gets like negative all the time, and like I feel like if you just try to stay positive as much as possible, like it makes practice so much easier and it makes like people enjoyable.
That's great. And with that, you guys over the years have done a lot of different routines and had to learn a lot of different things. What would you say is the favorite routine that you've done?
I would definitely have to say military because it's so different than like any other type of dance, and it's like super precision and everyone just looks the same, and it's amazing to do. It's an amazing feeling to perform.
That's great. And with all of those, there's a lot of different outfits and costumes and things that you've done. What's your favorite costume or outfit that you've performed in?
Again, I would have to say the military costume. It's like the maroon bodysuit that's like velvet. I don't know. Every time I put that on, I feel like a superhero.
That's awesome. That's a good way to look at it. And
Yeah,
in the way you guys perform out there, you definitely do look like superheroes. Um,
thank you.
so in all the times that you've done performances, you guys have performed at a lot of different places, stadiums and different courts and things like that. Where's your favorite place that you've ever performed?
I would have to say UVU just because it is huge. And like when you walk in, especially during like state competitions, the atmosphere it's just so competitive, and like there's so much on like at the stake. So it's when you get out on that floor, it just like seems unreal.
Yeah, that's great. That's actually one of the favorite places that I like to go and take pictures of you guys. When did you start dancing and kind of, you know, get the itch to get into drill and dance?
So I started like recreation dancing when I was about like 3 years old. But I didn't start like seriously dancing until about like eighth grade when I started my first competition team. And then going into high school, my friend actually made me try out for drill, and I didn't know that it would take me this far, and it's definitely been a game changer.
That's great, and that's a lot of fun. I guess in the beginning you were probably going, "What did I get into?" But
For sure.
definitely looking back, it's been a great journey. Um,
Hmm.
who is somebody that you've looked up to or that has really influenced you while you've been doing drill?
I would have to say Ella Connors. Me and her were actually on a junior high dance team together. She's a year younger than me, but she was my drill sister my junior year, and she's always so positive, and she's helped me through like a lot of like the harder times in my life, like even being on drill, and she just inspires me because she's such a hard worker, so she really keeps me going.
That's great, and that's good recognition. Um, when you've been out competing and you're getting ready to get out there and do your best, what do you do to kind of get into the zone and get to that point where you get rid of the butterflies and you just go out and leave it out on the floor? What do you do?
It sounds kind of silly, but me and my friends, we all have handshakes that we like to do before we go out on the floor. So I think like that really helps me get into the zone. Like it can be like we're all like kind of goofing off, like excited to go on stage, and then like you do the handshake and like you're just ready to go. You're ready to line up. Like it's game time.
That's nice. Um, and and now that you've kind of had some time to think and look back at the season and stuff, you've kind of hit that end of your high school career. What are you doing after high school? What are the plans?
So I actually just found out this morning that I made the Snow College dance team, the Badgerettes. So I'll be doing that next season.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That'll let you keep doing the dancing and keep doing
Hmm.
what you've worked so hard for.
Yes, for sure.
That's awesome. So probably the last thing I want to kind of cover and go over is, you're at the end of this chapter in your life and you're moving on and now doing great things in college. And what would you give as advice or words of wisdom for those who are following behind you?
I would really just have to say embrace it. I didn't know it was gonna go this fast, and I know everyone says that, but I feel like if you only remember the good times, like if you remember the bad times too, like if you take it all in and be like, okay, I'm going through a hard time right now, but if you just like learn to embrace it, I really think that you'll like grow personally and become a very strong person. And that's what helped me get through a lot of the harder times of high school, was just to like embrace everything and not let it get to me.
That's great advice and great wisdom there. So I want to thank you, Gracie, for joining us and talking to us and answering a few questions so we can get to know you a little more. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I had a lot of fun.
All right. Thank you for joining us in celebration of these great Maple Mountain Elleve seniors. This has been a presentation of Maple Mountain Sports.